Zavala. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest things that have set us up for failure as women, as working women, and that is the concept of work-life balance. Work-life balance has just become another thing on our to-do list that we need to figure out, and it comes up in conversations almost every time I have a conversation with a woman. It happened at a recent workshop. She's like, how do I balance everything? Like, it's so much. And I think that we've been fed this lie that we need to find work-life balance. And then when we're not able to do it effectively, then we feel another layer of guilt or shame or feeling bad about ourselves. So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about work-life balance, and I want to provide some solutions that you can actually use to find that integration that you're looking for. And that's what I think that we're rebranding it to. It's work-life integration, not work-life balance, because it just sets us up for failure because balance is a myth. But first, I am Janet Zavala. I am a life coach and career coach and midlife mentor. I'm also a best-selling author of a couple of books, but my book is The Nature of Transformation. And I really want to talk to women to empower them, empower women and transform lives. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, back to the myth of work-life balance. The first myth is that we might see or perceive that people have this figured out, and really there is no magic. There is no ability to balance all of the things that we're responsible for in our lives. We have any combination of kids and parents that we're caring for. We have our jobs and our passions and the things we love to do, and all of the additional responsibilities around the home and just general living, that to fit everything in, it's a challenge. So if you see people who have it all worked out, I would guess that either they have copious amounts of help or they've hacked something that I don't even know what. They must have a lot of help. And when we talk about finding balance or integration, it's never a destination, because the seasons of our lives change, and then we have a whole new set of responsibilities and activities that we need to be responsible for. As soon as our kids grow up and go out of the house, then perhaps we have to care for aging parents. And so just like the cycle never stops, it doesn't ever stop the responsibilities and the need to balance all of the things that we want to do. We also have periods of our time where we might be more focused on raising children, having a family, and then there are times that we can really focus on our work. But usually those things are happening at the same time. So we need to find a way to integrate and not find the balance. So that goes to the second myth, is that balance does not exist in any given day, week, or even month. We cannot divide equal parts of us to the different requirements that we have. We don't have enough time in our day to dedicate all the time that we want to each and everything. So when we look at integration, we need to look at over large periods of time, years or even longer, decades, where we can see where we've integrated different parts of our lives. So now let me provide you some tips, some things that you can do to actually find the piece that we're looking for, because we don't want to have this period of time where we're overscheduled and overcommitted and we've got so much going on, and then to add the guilt and the shame on top of it. So we need to figure out ways to integrate the different periods and the different requirements of our life. So the first solution is to get really clear about what success means to you. And this success needs to be defined outside of societal norms or pressures from anybody else. This is what success truly means to you. If you have this combination and this type of integration in your life, what does that success look like? What can you tolerate? How can you fit in, all the things that you need to fit in, and then still be a peaceful human that we all want to be. And remember, as your seasons change, your definition of success will change. You need to decide what makes you feel most grounded, most at peace, that you have good feelings about what you're doing and not just this extreme exhaustion all the time. So really think of it in a way that allows you to define the minimum amount of time that you think is necessary for your sanity to dedicate to any of those major areas that you're working in right now. Be realistic with your estimates. Really, we only have 24 hours in a day, and you should be spending 7 to 8 hours sleeping. Seriously, you should be spending that amount of time at least resting, hopefully sleeping, getting good sleep. So you need to decide what portion of your day that you can dedicate to the different things that won't make you feel miserable, that won't make you feel that extreme guilt or anxiety. The next solution you can try is to ask yourself, what problem are you trying to solve that is not yours to solve? So I think as women, we often get into the habit of solving everybody's problems, right? We've got everybody under kind of this organizational pattern, and we're trying to solve problems and we're trying to get things done. So sometimes we get into that habit and we forget to break it when kids get old enough, or when, people become more independent, that you don't need to be the solver of all the things. So make sure that you're only solving the problems that belong to you, that you should be solving. Make sure that you're able to delegate as much as possible. Make sure to let go of any sort of idea of how things should be done according to your standards, because done is better than just another thing added to your to-do list. Okay, the third solution, stay with me now, because you will probably think that you don't have time for this. But what I want to impress upon you is that you need to prioritize self-care and wellness, mental, physical, all of the wellnesses. You need to focus on that for yourself first. You will be able to be there more fully for those that you love if you have a level of health and wellness that allows you to keep going. You cannot serve others from an empty vessel, so you need to make sure to prioritize self-care, because as you continue to deplete yourself and overextend yourself, you'll be able to give less quality to those that you love. Your time spent will be more frustrated and full of angst instead of enjoyable. So make sure to prioritize self-care and wellness. And the last solution is get rid of any ideas of perfection or what things should look like. We're all over the social media where things are presented in a way that they look perfect, that people have all of the bells and whistles and a house clean and all of the things, everybody's acting right. Perfection will be a killer of any sort of satisfaction or joy that you feel. So make sure to let go of perfection. You don't need to have the perfectly clean house. You don't need to have the perfectly acting children or the perfect social media feed, or whatever it is that you're striving to do, or be all things for your work and your career. That in order to have this work-life integration, we need to make sure to get rid of perfection and start to live in a way that is more joyful and unique and inspiring. So I'm interested in what you think. Do you think that this work-life balance concept has been another burden put on women? Do you think that it's created standards that is hard to meet? It's another thing on our to-do list? Or are you able to achieve work-life balance, or are you looking for work-life integration? If you're looking to integrate the different pieces of your life and create a career strategy and look at how you can be fully present for the things that you need to in your personal life, contact me, reach out for a free consultation. This is what I help women do. I help them be empowered. I help them transform their lives into ones that are enjoyable to live, that honor their personal values and passions and what they're good at. So make sure to reach out and schedule time with me.